Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa and you are watching the Exploring Oracle, or the Exploracle for short. Today we will be taking a look at the Star Seeker Tarot. This is the Pocket Edition. This is a deck made by Nikki Ferreira. So it is an indie deck and it comes in this magnetic box. I'll just dump out the cards just to show you the detail inside, and it comes with this cute little guidebook. Star Seeker Tarot. In the table of contents, you have an introduction, how to use the deck, and then you have the major and the minor arcanas, and about the creator. So there are no pictures in the guidebook, but you do have this a page's worth of information for each card. So that goes all the way up to the minors. Even the minors also have a full page of text and just some information on the creator. So there are no spreads in this guidebook, but the text is quite informative, and later on I'll just show you how it reads. Okay, so these are the cards. They are matte with a little bit of a sheen. Cardstock is not too thick, which is I think good because of the smaller size. If it were any thicker, I think it would be a lot more challenging to shuffle. It also has this beautiful holographic gilding on the side. I'm not always a fan of gilding, but this one I have no issues with. It doesn't peel off easily, and it doesn't hurt my fingers when I shuffle. Size-wise, comparing it with a standard tarot size, it is a lot shorter, just a little bit narrower than a standard tarot. Okay. Alright, so I zoomed in so we can take a closer look at the cards. So they are bordered, but I don't really mind as much. It's not an intrusive border. The art style, I believe, is done in the art is done in watercolor. And if you would recall, I did a flip through of a deck called the Field Tarot, which I was drawn to very much because of the art style, which I think is quite similar to this. However, that deck I couldn't seem to connect with. And I have already rehomed that copy. Initially, I was thinking of doing a side-by-side with this deck, but I rehomed it before I even got this version. And when I received this one, we connected immediately. So even though it's a similar art style, I don't know, there's still a different feeling when you get the deck in hand. Whether you would really bond with it or click with it. And usually I do these flip throughs to connect with my decks, but for this one I've used it already a couple of times before with no issues. It's actually one of my most used decks in 2022, but I'm only just filming this flip through right now. And the same soft color palette which drew me to the Field Tarot is present in this deck. But I just really connected a lot better with this deck. I do have a little bit of, I don't know, it's a pet peeve with seeing the text on different parts of the card, but it's a very, very minimal pet peeve. Oh, by the way, this is an extra card, extra major arcana. I think you can also get the full size of this, but the cardstock is in a rose petal finish, which I'm not particularly fond of, so I do prefer the matte matte finish, the matte cardstock. And the size of this pocket edition is good enough for me. I mean, it's not super small. I can shuffle it well enough. Yeah, and definitely if it's a choice between this kind of finish over a rose petal, I would definitely choose this one. I do hope she comes out with a full size in a matte finish in the future, and I might consider getting it, but at this point there's really no need. Moving on to the suit of cups. As always, feel free to slow down, speed up, or pause if you want to take a closer look at the cards. And then to the suit of swords. And there's an equal amount, I think it's an equal amount of light and dark as far as the art is concerned on these cards. You know, you have like this really dark one for the seven of swords, and you also have the really light or airy looking ones or bright ones. Right. And I think it's also a deck that you can read intuitively if you read that way. I'm not that much of an intuitive reader yet. I do prefer referring to guidebooks and also with the set meanings or what I know of the meanings of the cards. But yeah, I think there's the images can be intuitively read. Beautiful Ten of Pentacles. And then you have the quartz, the page, the knight, and the king. As we usually do, I zoomed out and let's see how this deck shuffles. So no issues with riffle shuffling this deck. So I do think that the slightly thinner cardstock helped, because if it were thicker it would really be a challenge to shuffle or to riffle because of the size, because you know you would need a lot more force to shuffle. Again, that's just me being a bad shuffler. Let's just do it one more time. But that is usually what would happen if it was a lot thicker. Side shuffling, also not an issue. The matte cardstock slides really well, so it doesn't stick or clump. And you can also shuffle it this way if you prefer to do it Okay, so let's see if we can get a card to read, and then you'll see how the guidebook reads. Okay, that's a jumper if I've ever seen one. And we will be reading for the Queen of Wands. So for the Queen of Wands, the Queen sits in confidence atop her favorite grandmother tree. She looks at the sun and laughs in delight. She can light up any space with that smile, lift any mood, and brighten any dark cloud. Her smile is authentic, radiant, and easy. This is the smile of a person who accepts and expresses herself fully. This is the smile of someone who climbs a tree in the middle of the day just because. The Queen of Wands invites you to accept and express yourself authentically. Be proud of what makes you unique and share your special gifts with the world. The Queen of Wands has a lust for life, and there is never a dull moment in her presence. Follow your heart and find ways to make life more pleasurable. Remember that there is magic in even the most mundane experiences. All you need to do is open your eyes to it. Then you also have some keywords: authenticity, self-acceptance, vibrancy, and confidence. So I think a big reason of why I really connected with the deck is because of the guidebook. I like how this little guidebook reads and the messages that it has, and the art style is something that I've been drawn to from the start. And yeah, add that with the shuffling experience and everything, then this is a deck that I truly enjoy working with. Now, if you're interested, I'll also be linking where I got this deck, and also the Etsy store of the creator, because I got this from a reseller from Singapore. But yeah, anyway, if you like this video, please don't forget to click on the like button, and do consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos at least once a week, and I will see you again next time. Bye!